How's everybody doing? So this is the closing of Rockabilly Roadtrip, the stream. We were supposed to do a debate me stream, but that got canceled because I got involved in something illegal. And so
it was worth it.
yeah, it was worth it. We're actually going to put that one off until tomorrow. Chris is going to be here for that one tomorrow. You know, it's just not a stream unless I'm fucking with Chris. So yeah. The last one I put all kinds of dildos up and shit like that and pocket pussies. One of them was a foot with a vagina in it. And Chris is a redneck. He lives out in the sticks and shit like that. So he gets embarrassed about all that kind of stupid shit. I mean, Anthony, we're both New Orleans boys. So we know the dirty shit that happens in a quarter and all that.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
So a little latex vagina isn't going to throw us in.
Don't they throw those off the floats, bro?
Yeah, no, right? The crew of muses throws them.
You know it, bro. You know, just throw them. Oh, that's just a vagina. I've seen them before. Shit, bro. That ain't no big deal. Damn it. You know, you got to get you one of them gold ones. They throw the gold ones off. That's the ones you want to go.
Damn it.
Yeah, but
damn it. Where did I put my bottle of Mazzola? It's too dry. Ow!
It's a little spit,
motor oil with those.
Just go like this, like that. You go right in. It's good, man. All right.
Yeah, it was a trip, dude. Like, and big thanks to Mrs. Dong Lover for buying
like she's from New Orleans.
We had a little mix up. I'm gonna hook her up with some swag with the order. But yeah, dude. So we're closing down Road Trip. Why not? I got another stream, and to be honest, promoting this shit is taking way too much time away from drawing. Yeah, bro. This is definitely another job. Yeah, I mean, right now I'm working on this for another comic skater, Sovereign Wolf, and that's a cover for him. Yeah, doing a Simon Bisley on it. But dude, usually I knock this shit out in a day, but it's just like as soon as I get up, I got to come in and fucking start promoting this and pushing that, and then now I don't mind it, but I also have to go ahead and share all my bros stuff out, you know. And it's just, oh my God, dude, like that's enough right there, you know. And then I got to come back and go ahead and promote, you know, Doc Salem. And look, I'm not complaining. Both campaigns are doing fantastic. I love every goddamn one of you motherfuckers for going ahead and doing that for me. You know, you won't be disappointed because both of these books are top notch. And like I said, I got, dude, look what the mailman did to these books, dude. Like, fucking bent the shit out of them. It's like,
you bend my book, I bend you.
It's a good thing these are proofs.
Hail, Brian.
They said it in this floppy ass envelope. What's up, Brian?
Well,
and the mailman literally did this.
I saw that, bro. I saw that, brother. I saw that video. That's fucked up. Not cool. You know what's funny? I'm not going to mention who it was, but there was a fellow comic skater who I got a book from them, and it came in a soft envelope. And let's see, do I have it here? It might actually still be in my garbage. No, I don't think so. Anyway, it said, he wrote on the envelope, "Do not bend."
Oh, that's an invitation.
That's exactly like
a challenge, huh?
That's a challenge. That is
bend across dotted line is how obviously the fucking mailman read that. So the book I got was bent. So you know, it was easily fixed. You know, I piled a couple of you know, big, you know, Anna Karenina, War and Peace, a bunch of Tolstoy, a bunch of fucking Russian novels on top of that motherfucker, and it's fine. But I'm thinking not every customer is going to be that understanding. So, you know, I
showing off your knowledge of literature a little bit there, Brian.
I was an English lit major. So.
I actually had a minor in that. So, but I'm with you there.
Oh yeah, there it is. Beautiful fucking
this is
cover.
The alternate cover. He was wondering what happened to the other one, and this is this is just as bent. I mean, when they shoved it in. I mean, it's like a virgin trying to get a piece. Just ram it in and don't really care about the consequences.
Oh shit, man. So how many hours are we counting down to?
We're gonna cancel Doc Salem live on. Fucking Rockabilly Roadtrip live on the show.
Baby.
Actually, I'm gonna need some help from you, Brian, because honestly, I don't know how to shut down a campaign.
You don't know how to shut down a campaign.
This is not Rockabilly Roadtrip was. Well, no, Doc Salem was actually my first one, the first Doc Salem campaign. But that one, I had to beg for them to cancel it because I screwed that campaign up so badly. And
it was bad timing. It was more bad timing than you screwing up. You didn't know to set your goal, because your goal was what, like 10?
It's 10 grand. Yeah.
Yeah.
And for a first campaign, that was really bad. Yeah.
I did the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think maybe you remember, like, I called you up and I was like, dude, this is going to feel like a kick in the gut. But
yeah, Brian called me up and he said, kill yourself.
It's over. It's over.
Hard time even try, Brian.
Said you're a failure.
Exact
Go
words,
get a gun and blow your face off.
You just do the Harry Carey, brother.
Well, hey, the main thing is you
not
know,
everybody.
as long as you learn from your mistakes, you're that's the main thing.
Absolutely, and that's why it's also. That's also
be the trick.
But I can imagine, because this is my first campaign. I've set it at $3,000, and I've had times when I'm like, God, am I gonna make it? Am I gonna make it? And so yeah, 10 grand. Wow.
Yeah,
boy.
$3,000. Well,
I mean, I feel for you, not that
that's not high. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if you had to hire anybody or anything like that. Like, did you have to hire colors? Did you have to hire an artist? I think you do your own artwork though, right?
Me?
No, you hired an artist, right?
No, I the only thing I did was write the script. I've hired everybody. I put some money aside, and I have
even at $3,000, I don't think you're going to make your money back.
Oh, I'm not. It's an investment. Yeah. I'm going to be able to cover all my printing and shipping costs, but I'm definitely going to lose money on my production costs, which is okay. Again, this is an investment. Next time around I'll do a little more and just keep pushing it till eventually all my production costs are covered and I start making money on it. I went into this thinking I'd be very lucky the first time around, really just to cover my own costs, but because I've already sunk those costs, I'll have money left over to start the production on issue 2. So
I went into it thinking I was going to be rich.
Did you, bro?
No, I want to say hi to Metal.
I just didn't want to lose money.
I think that's possible. You just have to keep grinding at it. That's it's
some other.
No. I mean,
money
look,
on it, but
there's a philosophy to this, and there's a formula. And I also want to say hi to Frago Funding, and
Hail Frago, Hail Metal Movies of Brewskis.
Yeah. Now there is a formula. And Justin McClure, but the formula here's the only thing I'm gonna tell you: pay close attention to Vinny, because Vinny did the same thing. Like his first campaign failed, and his second campaign he set it at like 2,500. I think the campaign funded at 3,000, and now many campaigns later he's doing 5 digits. You see what I'm saying? So. Vinny's the one.
I would say
building consumer confidence and building.
Yeah, exactly.
I would say Vinny for anyone really starting into this. Vinny is the model, not EVS, not nothing. Not that you shouldn't, or Zach, or even Adam Post. Not that you shouldn't look at them on what to do and what not to do, but Zach just got this huge number of followers.
Mark Wade helped. Mark Wade helped.
Well, let's be honest. I mean,
EVS built it up, and Adams just had 30+ years experience. So
I keep emailing Mark Wade, but he just won't take the bait. Like,
Hey, bro, I'm going to print this book and publish it.
He threw a stapler. He threw a stapler at Joe Sacco's head.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, like Joe Sacco said, I think he was just like bending over to like pick something up, and a fucking like a stapler went. And this is like one of the old staplers. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, yeah.
Like the ones that you had at school, the big metal ones.
My swing
Metal
line, the bigger than the little red swing line. You know, when I had was sitting next to the window and watching the squirrels, and they were very merry. Bigger than that, okay? Yes,
Way bigger. Way bigger.
I could set this building on fire.
But Doc, here's the thing. You're gonna make $3,000, but remember, then that's when the backers really start jumping in. That's when you're gonna start actually making some money. So I predict that not only you're gonna reach your goal, you're gonna surpass your goal.
I hope so. You know, if
honestly, I would say once you start delivering your first couple of books, leave your book in demand and overprint. And then once people start getting it in hand, then you'll go ahead. Now with Road Trip, I am closing it kind of early. And like I said, it's not because it's I mean, once those books get delivered, I totally believe, you know, it would get more backers. But you know what? There's going to be another issue, you know. And to be quite honest, I don't need to stress right now. I gotta get work done. I gotta get Salem done, you know. So and then I gotta work for Brian. Brian's a fucking slave driver. And now I got to work for fucking Micah. And Micah wants my balls on a rack. And look, I'm not just throwing Vinny's. Yeah, no, right? I'm not just throwing Vinny's name out there because he's got a crush on me. But
who doesn't? Who doesn't? To be perfectly honest. I mean, I looked at the stuff that he's doing for Vinny. And I'm just like, Frazetta.
You mean,
I'm like,
wait, what are you talking about?
Oh, not for Vinny, for Micah, and for Micah's book, and hail Micah, by the way, for he had EVS on the other night and was like pushing all our books, and he deserves major league props for that. Trying to get them, a little bit more attention, But I looked at the stuff that Preston is doing for Micah's book, and of course I've got like a bunch of different books I want to do. A lot of genre hopping. I want to do a horror book. I want to do this thing called Tequila Moonrise, which is like luchadors versus monsters. It's like kind of like Big Trouble in Little China a little bit. And then I also have this like sword and sorcery thing that I want to do called Slayers, which is basically kind of like, what if you had what if the Lord of the Rings took place like entirely like in Moria, what's the place where Sauron lives?
Mordor.
Yeah.
Right. What if the whole thing took place in Mordor? Right? Kind of like that, right? But with like lots of undead and shit. But anyway, yeah, no, I mean, boner time, man. Absolutely fantastic work. And what I'm hoping is that instead of having to run a campaign for Six Gun Gorilla number 8, what I'm going to be able to do is I'm going to be able to make enough off of this campaign to pay this good man to do illustrate the book and also maybe do a canvas cover, possibly. If he maybe make that like a tier, possibly.
Yeah, that's like I was telling everybody. I don't know why, but the pencils I did for Mike Murphy's book, the Gods Fear Me, which was a great book. I never had a chance to back it because I was broke, and I seem to be in a perpetual brokenness.
You and me both, brother.
Welcome to the club, baby. Welcome.
All right.
I'll tell you this: when you brought up Rockabilly Roadtrip on Narwhal the other night, I thought, oh, I must have backed this because a name like Rockabilly Roadtrip, that's just right in my comfort zone, so to speak. Right? It's like I had to have backed that. And I didn't even think about it until I started to see if I backed Doc Salem. It's like, I don't see Rockabilly. I checked and no, I hadn't backed it. And the only thing I could think of is when I first heard that, I must have been really low on funds. So yeah, it's
no, it happens
to me a lot.
Well, I mean,
hail Hex, by the way.
like I tell a lot of people, like being an artist, My funds aren't like anybody else, especially working for myself. Like 1 week, I'll have $800 in my hand. The next week, I'll have $25 in my hand. You know what I'm saying?
800, man, you fucking living large over there. God damn, boy.
That's if I get an airbrush job.
Trump bought your book today, bro. I got it. Trump bought it for me for you. So just to let you know that's how your book got bought.
But,
oh man. And yes, Metal Movies of Brewskis, Tequila Moonrise is dope as fuck. I sent Preston the script, like hoping that he'll just read it and be like, I gotta do this. But Preston, of course, is busy as heck. So
I'll give it a chance. I just haven't had a chance lately.
That's all good. That's all good.
I can't find it. Hold on 1 second. I'm bringing up something for the chat to go ahead and check out while we're talking. Fuck it. Yeah, but hold on. Keep them occupied, Mike. I mean, Brian, I gotta do something real quick.
What? I'm the designated entertainer.
You're the co-host now.
I'm your monkey. You're the monkey grinder. I'm the monkey. I gotta dance around.
Well, I can show everyone that creepy. I can show everyone that creepy masturbation video that I was telling you about prior to.
There you go. I mean,
just let me share the screen and I'll bring it up.
Oh,
all right, yeah. I mean, they're not actually like.
No, you can't. No. It's not like that. But here, let me share the screen. I'll show it.
Guys are still using their hands. We have toys like women now.
Yeah, we went over that. We got gold ones.
Yeah, we sure do.
If you're lucky, you got the gold ones, baby.
I have a fleshlight that's just like
called the Golden Girl.
I have a fleshlight that's taped right underneath my desk. Like
it's ready. Okay, here we go. It's called it felt good, didn't it, Ricky?
Oh my goodness.
Oh
yeah, it's creepy as shit. Let me make sure the volume.
It already looks creepy. I'm already creeped out.
Yeah. Oh well, it gets worse.
Awesome.
Just a warning to the chat: you won't be able to unsee this.
Yeah. Alrighty, here we go.
I thought that was a fucking mannequin.
And doesn't he have anything like with National Geographic at least?
He just got his imagination.
Busted.
Oh, this was one of those public service videos like back in the day or something like that?
No, like a hygiene film, like a 50s or 60s.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like now you got hairy palms. What are your schoolmates going to say?
All your hair is going to fall out and you're going to go blind, Billy.
I'm glad you did it in the privacy of your own room. Okay, but why'd you open the door, bitch?
I know, knock.
Thanks.
Well, my thing is you got to lock the door, though, brother. You got to get ahead of the game, baby. You can't be letting them just busting on you like that. Come on.
Wait, this is the best part. This is the best part.
This motherfucker's like, good. Now I can go back to when I was children. Don't tell me his little. Oh, don't tell me he's talking about his mom and
the fade.
Oh God, that is creepy as fuck, dude.
Well, it's the narrowing of the eyes and the very what creeps it all out. You know, he's like, damn, you know, my mom was looking kind of good there. Hold on.
What else does he got? You didn't see any posters of chicks.
Exactly. That motherfucker's he's having trouble. He's just drawing blank. He sees, you know what? Man, this is better than being blank. Fuck, man. That's terrible, man. That's terrible.
Poor little Ricky. He's already got enough shit being a ginger. Now mom has to be giving him public service hygiene on.
If we find that shit funny, I guarantee you Europeans would watch that shit and piss themselves of fucking laughing. Because they're just like, they do not give a fuck. They really don't. There's like no shame about that shit.
Woo!
Oh, taint.
These are aerobics. You guys have to grow up a little bit.
That's exactly what this is.
It's coming back up.
Aerobics. This is exactly
this is aerobics. Jesus.
Of course.
I got an 18 and over rating on this, do I?
Well, what it is, I'm gonna tell you what it is, Preston. When you're from New Orleans, man, it's like this is pretty like, man, you know, this is tame, bro. Like, you know, we grew up with this shit.
This is really tame.
Down there for.
Oh
my goodness.
How to build up
She's
your
like,
camel
smell
toe.
Smell it.
Get that camel toe. Make it bulge.
Now you know somebody's like from Nolans or from around Nolans because they never call it New Orleans. It's
Well,
always
listen,
Nolans.
I'm gonna tell you exactly how you pronounce it. So no one will ever think you don't say Nolans. What you say is it's pronounced New Orleans. New Orleans.
Oh yeah, baby.
That's it. Hey, look, he's all fucked up with the fucking gene pussy over there. He can't fucking think straight.
This is for the chat, please.
I'm sorry, are you guys talking?
No, not at all. We were just sitting over here doing what little Billy was doing in the bed. Oh, Ricky. Where's Ricky? Little Ricky.
Hey, we know what Ricky was thinking about now before Mom came in the room.
Fuck Mama now. We got this little broad here.
And it's pre-VCR, pre-internet, and poor little homeboy didn't even have a National Geographic.
You got to get a Sears broad catalog, man.
There you go. There you go.
We're going to take a little commercial break here and check out
Hell yeah.
Metal Music and Brewski's book.
Oh, hell yeah.
Butch Cleaver. It's in pre-campaign mode right now. So if you can sign up for the
Butch Cleaver. All righty.
Sign up for the his mailing list. I don't know what he's offering yet.
Jack shit, that's what he's offering.
Writer and creator of Butch Cleaver. So what is Butch Cleaver? Yep. Well, if you threw Batman, Swamp Thing, Jonah Hex, and Hellboy,
comfortable shoes cutting meat.
Come out. Butch Cleaver is a fantasy horror western about a brutal butcher who is killed and brought back to life by a brutal curse that grants him the power to control and weaponize bone. He tries to use said power for revenge, reckoning, and redemption. With influences of old spaghetti westerns, Sin City, and horror movies from the last 80 years, Butch Cleaver might be the book you're aiming for. In this campaign, I'm offering a 48-page colored graphic novel with different tiers, backer input, and stretch goals. I was told I couldn't be an artist. I was told I couldn't make a comic. Now I'm here to ask you, help me prove the haters wrong and back Butch Cleaver. Thank you for your consideration.
Yeah.
Hail Metal Movies and Brewskis.
I want to, I got a couple of tips maybe I can help you out with on your book. I like your cartooning style. I think it has it looks like the styles you would see on cartoonist kayfabe, and I think it's got real value. It's like one of those non-typical type of comic book style.
Yep.
You know, almost like R. Crumb a little bit. You see what do you think, Brian? A little bit?
Yeah. I wouldn't say R. Crumb. I would say the reason why you're getting an R. Crumb vibe is probably because it has kind of like an underground comics vibe.
Yeah, definitely has an underground comics feel to it.
And it doesn't look like anything else that's out there. That means that your audience might be somewhat limited because a lot of people are going to look at this and they're going to be like, what the heck is this? And they're not going to be able to. I like it too.
Yeah.
I like it too. Don't get me wrong.
Like you can see some of his pages. Like, let me see if I can rewind it a little bit. Some of his pages like have some super detail, like this one right here. You know, with the background and all those buildings and shit like that. I'm really digging that. I think the character is kind of. I think it's pretty original. Yeah,
it's very original.
Yeah, I actually like. I think that page probably needs
Butch
more
Cleaver
work.
is a fantasy horror western about a brutal butcher who was killed and brought back to life.
Type of art that I could. Oh, no, that was interesting. Right
that one. Look at this one right here.
That little multi-panel one. That was.
I like that.
Yeah, that one looks good. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, but look at this one right here. This splash page. I mean, it's crazy amounts of detail, right? And I also like the pistol. The way he did the pistol, where the barrel's actually a spinal column.
Yes. Yeah. It's
like
it's
a baby spinal column.
It's like art that you have to look at it for a while. Yeah. So we're getting like these quick flashes. It doesn't give us a chance to really kind of like examine it, because this is the kind of comic book art that you examine. Yeah. And that you spend time with.
I think he kind of needs an editor a little bit on some of those pages. You know?
Don't we all?
Like I've never seen your pages on yours. I'd love to see some of your pages. I've seen a couple on your camp. We're gonna go over your campaign too.
The power to control and weapon,
like stuff like that. I really dig that. Like it's,
he tries to use that.
Like you see, this one's cool. Like everywhere where he's got, but some of them look like, yeah, this one's good too. Like I'm digging it.
Redemption. You know? With influences of old spaghetti westerns, City, and horror movies from the last 80 years, Butch Cleaver might be the book you're aiming for. In this campaign, I'm offering a 48-page colored graphic novel with different tiers, backer input, and strategy.
Yeah, it's got some atypical, some non-typical.
I'd say I really like
Yeah.
the art, and that is, the more it strays from your customary, your typical comic book art, the more I'm usually like, let's see what the story is like. Like Narwhal's art, okay, way off. But you get about 7 pages into Earthbound, and you're like, damn, this is weird and in a really good way.
Yes.
But this art, no, I'm starting to look at this, and it's like, damn, I really want this book. I mean, there's just some nice detail, and I mean, I really like that. There's couple of splash pages in there, and I really like the. It might actually be a poster or a pinup, but the one with the big figure and the smaller one in the background, he's got those proportioned very nicely to my eye, anyway.
Yeah,
so
no, he's
really
got some skills. It's just I think a couple of his pages need just a little bit of work. Like it happens to all of us. What happens is we get into this where we start working, and then we take shortcuts on some of the pages. You know what I'm saying? Like
I've seen it happen with my own book. Yeah.
We do that. All of us do that. And it's just because I guess you get like fatigued, like mentally fatigued, and you're like,
Sure.
oh yeah, another page to do.
You know, to be honest with you, I run an 85 percentile on that, Preston. And basically, sometimes when I get in that zone, I get to a place and I say, well, look, if 85% of the people who look at this will be okay with it, then I let it slide, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just I can't put gold on every page, just bro.
No, you can't.
No, you can't.
I see what you're saying.
You can't.
No, you're absolutely
Especially
right.
when you're in the production mode and you roll, and it's like, bro.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to make them triage decisions on the battlefield.
But here's the thing. Like with the artist that I was working with on Six Gun, he would turn in like 3 or 4 pages that were fucking gold, right? Beautiful. And then he'd turn in like 4 or 5 pages more hack work. Where
Right.
the point
That's
where
that's a little different, bro.
Yeah. So I told
Hack
him
work's a little different, man.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, who colored this? And he was like, oh, one of my students.
You did send it back though, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And and so as diplomatically as possible, of course, because I want my artist to be happy. But the latest issue, that's the best art out of all the issues so far. Come on, lift that up.
You're fucking his train of thought up, man.
You gotta concentrate. Be a professional, Brian. Be a professional.
Let it breathe.
Look away.
So I told him, like, look, rather than do that, have that approach, just make everything consistent, right? So if you're gonna have to not have those killer pages, I'd rather you don't have those killer pages and that everything looks consistent, so that people aren't going, "Oh, this is killer," and then
100%.
Well, you're absolutely right, and I wanna reiterate on what. So can I call you Tony instead of Anthony?
Bro? Please go ahead.
Tony was saying
Wow.
Every page can't be gold. Sometimes you just have to concentrate on telling a story.
Sure.
And doing that to the best possible ability that you can. And that's why when you see pages for sale, some of them are going to be more expensive than other ones, because they know not every page is going. Yeah. So that's just that's just something that has to happen. And we do have this one right here. Tilt.
Oh yeah.
I didn't get to comment on this one too much when we were on stream.
It looks so
Williams,
good,
wasn't it?
I
can't remember what stream it was.
It was Narwhals.
Yeah, Narwhals. Yeah, but I like the idea of having this army of kings and queens coming out of these cards. Know what I'm saying? And I'm so stoked about what you're going to do with the Joker and the Ace of Spades. You know what I'm saying? Like are those cards they have to stay away from because it can mean death, or is it? I haven't. I can pick your brain about it, but
no, I haven't fully figured out what I want to do with the Jokers yet. I just, my first story arc here, this 3 issues. I'm not doing anything with the Jokers right now, simply because, it's the first story first comic book, and you want to try to follow the KISS principle, right? And
Yeah.
the Jokers, it's a wild card, so it's got to, I've got to, if I'm going to have the Jokers enter into it, it's got to follow that theme. But what are the rules for the Jokers? Well, I figured out the rules of the way she can use the rest of the deck. So the Jokers will probably come into the second story arc, but I got to spend a little time figuring that out. But it's the other cards. I think what you're talking about with the aces is the non-face cards. She can think about something.
Well, what I was thinking, like I was just wondering, because spade is usually meant as death, right? So like the Black Kings, like the spade, like the King of Spades, the Queen of Spades, are they going to be the Death Queen and the Death King or something like that? And like the Queen of Hearts, is that going to represent love or?
I don't at this point. I haven't really gone in that. I haven't gone in that direction. Right now, it's just a matter of giving each of them kind of different personalities. Some of them are grumpy, some of them are just more business focused. The Jack of Hearts is very much your testosterone packed kind of guy. So at this point, I haven't really picked up on had done anything with exactly what the hearts or the diamonds or the spades mean at this point. But
there's so much potential for your series.
I think so too. And I just want to say right now, I understand, Doc, this is your book and you're going to do it your way. And you've got some real challenges ahead. Like for instance, with the Jokers, well, geez, you're going to have to come up with something that's going to be different from the way that, Jokers have been portrayed in the past. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously you're going to have to, you're not going to be able to do the Batman Joker or something like it. You're going to have to do something very different. But the Ace of Spades, I personally feel should be Lemmy from Motorhead. And by the way,
hold on just a moment, guys.
Okay.
I will be back in about 5 minutes. All right. Sorry.
Okay.
Gotta run.
See, Brian, you pissed him off.
What? What I missed? What happened?
No, I'm just kidding. Brian criticized his book.
Well, I told him that the Ace of Spades should be Lemmy.
No, I'm looking at this and I'm like, dude, this book. I mean, he has so many things he can do with this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it looks
the Death King and all that kind of stuff. I was like, fuck yeah, dude.
Aces and Eights, Dead Man's Hand.
Yeah,
yeah.
And Deuce, like the Deuce could be like a poo monster or something like that.
There you go, bro. What else would it be?
But no, I'm relieved that it looks as damn good as it does.
Yeah,
because we love Doc, and if his book looked like shit, I'm not a good liar, and I'm not good at like telling people.
You got to practice more. I'm good at
I know. Yeah. So when you see somebody that's like a friend or an ally, they're coming out with their book and it looks good, I'm like, whew. Metal Movies and Brewskis, your book looks really, really cool and really, really interesting, very innovative, very, very different, very much like your own style, and I can't wait to read it.
I just have a couple of critiques I'm going to throw out at you. Use it if you want. Don't use it. Do like I do. Like when people critique my shit, I'm like, is that valid? And then if it seems valid, I use it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Thank you. I appreciate everything. Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I'm digging your style. It's so not what's around right now. I mean, I don't want to say Tim Sales, but something like that, maybe. I don't know, because Tim Sales isn't your standard comic book artist either. Like his work is super not detailed.
Yeah,
right.
He's actually gotten a lot more detailed recently. Well, within the last few years. But then again, that's what.
Good artists evolve. My favorite story was of the Japanese illustrator Hokusai. That wave that you see, like it's in like Hokusai.
Oh, yeah.
That big wave, right? That big tsunami. That print that you'll see, and you see everywhere.
It's like 2,000 years old.
Yeah, it's in a lot of massage parlors.
Yeah, or
Tattoos.
the dream of the fisherman's wife, you know, where like this woman's underwater and like this octopus is like giving her head. Have you ever seen that?
No.
What
all the
kind of
time.
crazy
I mean,
fucking
come on,
shit are you
bro.
into anyway,
has?
Brian?
Who has?
This is
You're way
famous
too
art.
lonely.
This
Come
is
on,
famous,
Chris.
dude.
Who
This is
has it,
famous
bro?
shit. This is famous shit. But here's the thing. He said when he was like 83, I think he died. Like when he was like I think when he was like in his 80s, right? And he said, if the heavens will grant me just 5 more years,
Right.
then I will become a true illustrator.
Yeah, man. I just want to keep trying to learn myself, you know, just keep pushing the boundaries and learning, trying to use pens. Preston's a big inspiration, man. I love seeing his work and his pencils and his inks and his painting.
Oh, they're so beautiful.
That's why I always call him the CG Frazetta, because
He is.
you know, and I love Frazetta. He's a big inspiration for me on a lot of levels, even though I don't draw or paint or anything. And then Bernie Wrightson, which was like the next kind of, I don't know, because Bernie loved Frazetta too. You know what I mean? And
Well, I've
Bernie
just
who?
recently. I used to like I ink with
Wrightson.
pens now, but I used
No,
to
I know,
ink with a
busting
brush,
balls.
right?
not that one.
But then I discovered the calligraphy brush, dude. I fucking love the calligraphy brush, dude. I mean, the pen, the calligraphy pen. That fucking shit is
Yeah.
awesome.
the
Really?
dip
Yeah.
one, the dip one,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I've been
Yeah, like
breaking-
fucking not Looney Doodles. Who is it?
oh, Doodles. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Doodles.
Yeah, that did your piece.
Yeah.
On Drawn and
Yeah, I tried to
Created.
buy that from him, but he
Yep.
had already sold it. Yeah,
That dude's
so-
fast, bro. That was
yeah.
that was awesome. That's
But-
the type of stuff that I like, man. Like, you got to get in there and scratch it. You know what I mean?
Well, if you're a
Oh,
cartoonist, that's the best way to go, because that pen gives you so many like great line variations. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it's totally worth it, you know, to go ahead and do it with that pen. And the brush does the same thing. It's just that I got a feeling that pen's a lot more forgiving than the brush. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
And
The
plus, I want to experiment, like, because I got a whole ton of fucking different color Indian inks.
Yeah,
I want to try a bunch of things with that and see, like, doing a background in like a brown and then hit it with a little bit yellow wash and, you know, just doing crazy shit and seeing what happens, you know?
That dude, Mary, that does the Mary Boys, has some pretty cool washes on his.
Dude, did you see that Black Sabbath piece?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Fuck, dude. I was like,
Yeah, I just backed his book, you know, and I've been waiting to back his book, you know, but
It's so
Yeah.
that he's on fire. He's on fire. I know he wants to start doing some work in color, and
Yeah.
I understand black and white is a hard sell, but
Yeah.
fuck, man, it's his black and white.
the way
art is
he
so
does black and white.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Right.
it's fucking gorgeous, dude. The only person I've ever seen do black and white like that before was Darkwing, the Animal Mystic guy.
Yeah,
And let me see if I can find his work. You fucking love that shit, dude. I got his books. I don't even know if you can find them anymore. But it was put out by Sirius Press, the same press that put out Dawn, right? J. Michael
okay.
Linzer. Yeah.
yeah,
And Brian, send me your link to your 6-gun gorilla so we can put that up on the board a little bit.
I can't wait for that, man. I backed that too. Can't wait to read that, man.
Oh, thanks, brother. Thanks.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, the reason why I went Bernie Who is because Preston and I are both like Bernie fanatics. We did like a little stream where he busted out like this beautiful, beautiful hardcover book of Bernie's work.
Oh, man.
And you know, you got to see like the Bernie like pencils and inks, and then you saw like what some colorists were doing to his work, and it was just like
it was fucking
destroying
horrible.
it, right? It
Yeah.
destroys it, unfortunately.
heartbreaking.
For me personally,
Some people can't do color. You know, it just doesn't look the same with color.
yeah,
And to be honest, Darkwing's one of those guys, and also like Bernie, and there's a bunch of them, dude. Like, honestly, I don't want to say James O'Barr, because James O'Barr is this fucking fantastic
yeah,
work.
him too, dude. Yeah, I just got.
But his
that-
black and white shit is off the hook, son. You know?
yeah, and
He just disappeared, didn't he? I mean, what's he done since The Crow? Nothing.
he just does
Yeah,
concepts.
but he
from what
doesn't
I hear.
have to do anything after The Crow.
That's
Mm-mm.
true.
I
No, I
guess
know,
that's true.
I know.
Yep.
But as a fan, I'm like, okay, well,
Right,
you know,
right.
let's see, you know, like let's see some more,
Something, right?
something.
Maybe a western or something. Maybe,
Yeah,
maybe like crazy dark sci-fi or something. You know, I don't know. Something.
Dude, if you love James O'Barr, then you have to love Tim Vigil. You know,
Oh yeah.
I mean, because he's right there, dude. And I've seen Tim's thumbnails. Dude, they look more detailed than my fucking full size. And then he does the real sketch. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't realize until recently that Frazetta had done the album covers for Molly Hatchet.
Molly.
Oh yeah.
That's how I learned about
it. Because I remember seeing one of those covers when I was like 7 years old in a record store way back then, and it scared the living crap out of me. You know, at that age, so, no, what am I? You know, but now it's like, oh my god, wow.
And he was so good at like such a young age. All those comics he did. It's crazy.
By the way, Nikki, I just got another backer. Thank you. It's someone in the chat. Thank you.
Yeah.
I won't reveal their identity unless they want to, but thank you. I'm now at 62%. Woohoo!
Congrats, man.
Good for you, brother.
Yeah, you got
a ton of potential with that book, dude. With that series.
So what are some of the other things? I mean, you said the suits, and hey, I'm open to ideas. I'll steal them from you any day. So
no, hey, look, that's what I'm saying. Like you take everything, dude. I don't give a shit.
And here's the other thing too. Sometimes somebody may give you a shit idea, but that shit idea will then lead to a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's just bouncing shit off the wall, seeing what sticks.
Well, you know,
energy.
I was thinking. I was looking at it. I was like, God, there's so much you can do with this. I mean, like just each one of them. Like, I don't know what well, the spades could all be death cards. You know what I'm saying? And then you got you love cards, which would be hearts. And I don't know what you do with the clubs or the diamonds. I mean, I guess those would be. I don't know. You know, but that's. I just think you got so much potential in there. I mean, how many jokers come in the deck? It's 2, right?
Usually 2. Depends on the deck of cards, but a standard 54 deck will have 2, but sometimes it only comes with 1 joker.
Yeah, if I was you, I'd make them twins, you know, and just make one evil and one good or something like that. That should be badass, dude.
Yeah, Simon, the Death Dealer, I remember. Well, you know what? Actually, what really got me into Frazetta originally were the Conan novels. When I think it was Del Rey was putting those out with the Frazetta covers, and as a kid, I saw those on the bookstore shelves. I was lucky because my mother grew up being a voracious reader, but her family couldn't really afford books. So whenever she got a book, it was like a big thing. So she wanted to encourage me to read. And she always told me when we ever went to a bookstore, she was like, anything you want, anything you want. And so, of course, you know, I came across the fantasy section and I saw like the Conan novels, and I knew Conan from the comic books. I looked at those covers, and I was just like, the one of the Frazetta painting that really got me. The first one, my first memory of Frazetta, is that incredible painting of Conan jumping on Thak's back. Thak being like man ape with like the red cape
from Destroyer. Yeah.
And I was just like, what the fuck? Who the hell is this guy?
Mm-hmm.
This is that guy, Dark One. Like, this is the Animal Mystic book he put out back in the day.
That's clean.
Dude, he did some gorgeous work in there.
It's real smooth, too.
That was the cover. And
very heavy metal.
God, it was very it was actually featured in Heavy Metal Magazine. He had a short story.
That makes sense.
In Heavy Metal Magazine about Animal Mystic.
Where is this guy now?
I don't know. He had a porn star that used to dress as Animal Mystic, you know?
Okay. And, of course he did. Of course he did.
Right?
And everybody, come on, man.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. We all love porn.
Yeah. But it was crazy, dude. Like he had some shit with him, dude. Like I got his portfolio and all kinds of shit at the house. But yeah, this dude was crazy. He had some good work. And yeah, I mean, if you're ever gonna check in. Did he do? Yeah, I think he did some work for Rage at Primal.
I remember that. Primal Rage.
A little Corbin-esque.
Corbin's cool.
Love Corbin.
I like shit up Corbin. His steepling is really awesome, man. The little pop.
Yeah.
I like to do that.
I fucking hate stippling. Stippling takes so much goddamn time, dude.
Yeah. I do that for
Back
my
in the day
homies.
when I discovered Zipple, zipper tone, I used to
Yeah.
use that and then just add to it. Take shortcuts like that.
Yeah,
Um,
You
Yeah,
get excited about stippling when you don't know no better. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
I
this
know,
looks
right?
awesome, and then you do it, and you're like,
Gorgeous.
this is fucking terrible. I will never fucking do
It's
this.
like, ugh.
it's brutal.
Then you ruin your pens because eventually the felt tip cracks.
Yeah, it fucks them up, huh?
And hopefully you're not using a calligraphy pen because you bend that little fucking needle in there and you're
Yeah.
done, dude. That thing
Done.
is fucked.
Done.
Yeah. But yeah, like fucking dude, this is like I'm digging the art, and this is what I was saying before. Like, we need more books like this, like stuff that can compete with the mainstream. And
It's
I
cool,
haven't
man.
read it. Like, I don't know as far as the story goes, but the concept and everything else about it just seems cool.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah, it
really
does.
cool.
Looks
Yeah.
awesome.
I dig this logo too. I don't know who did
Yeah,
that for you, but
The
that's
cover's
pretty badass.
popping.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It really is.
Very
It
much so.
it's like most CG books. It doesn't look like an indie.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. You want me to play your video, or is that Doc? You want me to
Oh,
play
me?
your video?
Oh, yeah, go ahead, please.
Is there any penetration in it? Should we? You gotta
No,
warn me
no,
ahead
no,
of
no, no.
time.
It's rated R at worst.
Okay. No kids in this either, right? Like, just
Kids in the video?
They're just gingers.
What do
They're
you think
just
I am, a
gingers.
sticker?
there ain't no
It's
gingers
okay.
in this fucking thing, is there?
They have no soul. It's okay.
You got to
I know, I got-
unmute it there, bud.
Hey kids, it's Nacho Man Bulk Rogan. Do you want mobsters, murder, and women in tight spandex? Then today's your lucky day. From Hogwild Comic, it's Tilt. What if you were Jennifer Poehler and mobsters were out to get you? Would you want the power to make kings, queens, and jacks in a deck of cards come alive to kick some ass? Of course you would. But what if the price of that power was killing the mobsters who murdered your dad? Could you do it? And more importantly, can Jennifer? Find out what happens to this sexy woman in danger and rush over to the Indiegogo. It's time to get tilted.
That's fucking awesome.
That's cool, man.
Thanks.
Did you ever wrestle?
No.
Very
I quit most competitive sports around the age of 12 because I was about as coordinated as a bowl of Jello. I've got a 4-year-old who's suddenly able to hit a wiffle ball with a bat, and I'm like, where the hell is that coming from? Because it sure as hell didn't come from me.
Oh, I feel you, brother. I feel you. Yeah, I wasn't ever good at any of the fucking sports, and then I picked up a sword and somehow ended up good with that. I guess because I was like interested.
Well, in my teenage years, I actually got pretty decent at tennis, but again, I don't really know how. And it's fine. I still love sports. I just, it's one of those things I can't do. It's the same thing. I cannot draw stick figures to save my life. So, hey, how do I get into comics? I can write. I've been able to do that for a very long time. But
Yep.
I cannot draw. My brain does not process spatial relations that you need to be able to do art properly. It does not process those well at all.
Mine doesn't do it either.
Me
Hey,
neither.
Tony,
I'm about to say, I didn't make it up.
That
What's
cannot be true given your art. Not true.
What's the name of your book? I want to feature it before you have to head out.
God's Hand. GODSHAND.
And is that an active campaign or is that in pre-campaign?
It's in demand right now.
Oh, in demand. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So
Among Us. Huh?
Tony's new to Comicsgate. We actually had a talk on the phone because he was like, "What's this Comicsgate thing about? I've seen so much shit on the internet." And he's like, and Facebook is telling me all this other shit. I'm like, all right, you got a minute?
Yeah.
Well, I
Tony-
wind up in the middle of all these arguments, and I find myself on, being called a Nazi. And I told Breath, and I said, "Well, fuck, if I'm gonna be a Nazi, I might as well get some Nazi gold out this motherfucker." I mean, goddamn, bro. I mean, what the fuck? You know what I mean? It's so. I just found myself naturally just arguing on things, which again, nothing fancy, but just being in a place where it's like, look, that's not right, man. I don't think that's right. And then all of a sudden, just being in this place where it was like, so if this is where you're gonna put me, Well, you going to put me in a spot to where, okay, I have to choose, and you guys are trying to force me to choose something? Well, fuck you. How's that? I'm going to go over here.
Well,
Just fuck you. That's why.
I think
You
what
know,
happened was
Yep.
we had a mutual friend on Facebook.
Correct.
That, to be honest, I'm not really friends with him. I guess we might have met somewheres, and he sent me a like and or a friend request, and I approved it. You know, I don't keep track of everybody that sends me a friend's request.
Right.
Anyway, so he puts a general post out that says, if you're a Trump supporter or you ever supported Trump, unfriend me. And I'm like, I ain't gonna waste my time with that stupid shit.
There's a lot of that going
if
around.
you don't want me here, unfriend me. Fuck you. You know. Well, Tony got into an argument with him. He's like, that's not right.
Well, it's just you're in a consumer industry. Why would you cut out half of your potential customers? And he goes into this whole diatribe about Trump and this and I said, bro, I said, look, I said, him and I wound up walking away very, very on good terms. And I'm not going to talk bad about the dude, right? Because we did wind up coming to a place, but you know, I said, you can call it what you want, little brother. I said, it's called bigotry. You know, I said, for you to go ahead and take one thing and label all of these people and lump them together off of one thing, doesn't matter how you cut it or justify, it's called bigotry. You know, and I said, and then for you to just castigate all of these people over here because of some for a decision they made, I said, this is not right. And he said, well, you know, he said, I didn't call anybody any names, you know. And I said, you're right, you didn't. I said, but all the people who support your decision, they did it for you. You didn't have to. And then he sent back and said, well, they don't represent me. You know, I speak for myself. And I said, well, now you're starting to understand, little brother. I said, if I was to make a straw man argument here, I could say, well, you know what? You're not condemning this stuff. So you must be in support of this stuff.
Right.
You know, I said, but that's a straw man argument. I'm not going to do that. I said, that'd be wrong for me to do that, just as it would be wrong for you to lump everybody who ever supported Trump into things in what he said without ever talking to these people and asking them, hey, what's your actual take on this? And you're just throwing people in this thing. I said, look, you do it however you want. It's your Facebook, brother. You know what I'm saying? Do what you want to do. I said, but it's wrong. You know, however you want to cut it, however you want to justify it. It's wrong to lump all kind of people and treat them as a monolith. It's wrong. It doesn't matter if you do it politically, racially, sexually, whatever, however you want to do it. It's still bigotry, bro.
Amen.
You know, but like I said, it was we walked away kind of cordially with each other, though. He was very respectful with me.
That's always good.
That's always good. You know, I mean, I loathe Trump. You know, I'm somebody that makes it very clear that I'm a bit lefty and everything. That orange Oompa Loompa motherfucker, right? But I've had like friends of mine who are Democrats who get on my ass because I'm like, yeah, so you know, I'm talking to my neighbor who's a Trump supporter, and they're like, you talk to Trump supporters, and I'm like, yeah, because they're my fucking neighbors. Hello, do you know what I'm saying? It's
I do,
don't tell me who I can or can't talk to.
That's ultimately my issue, man. My issue is, look, and I told Preston, I said, look, you want to put a fucking saddle on your back and call yourself a unicorn, and you want to go run around your yard, by all means, do you, baby, you. But do not insist that I have to ride on your back. This is where the fuck we're gonna wind up having.
Get on this back now.
Yeah, fuck all that, brother. Exactly. Do your thing, baby. Look, I'm not an equine type of person, bro. Just right,
bro. That tail part, especially that tail part, man, because you know where the tail.
No, I'm the same way, but like I said, like if anybody thinks like Comics Gators are Trump supporters, Brian's living proof that that's not true.
No, but I'm also not
good, man.
I'm not going to call people that voted for him N to the A to the Z to the I's.
Yeah, I mean,
that's crazy.
You know, you got Ethan Van Sciver, who I'm guessing probably did vote for Trump, but he was not particularly happy when Timothy Lim did, you know, these pro-Trump comic books, thinking, you know, that may be taking the politics and comics too far. I mean, I think that's kind of what caused their split. But so, you know, there's all sorts of differing opinions. There's all sorts of differing politics. And, you know, we all know what Comicsgate comes down to. And that's, you know, why and I even disagree with some people to the extent to which you can have political themes in your comic books. But, you know,
absolutely.
But we generally believe that you should let, you know, good comic book storytelling drive your comics and not your agenda drive your
Thank you, Eddie.
Exactly. Hail, Eddie. And
Eddie's the one I'm doing this cover for. So Eddie, I never just took your money. Like I know I don't talk to you anymore once I got paid, but
I just
all right, let's play this because Tony's got to get the hell
you just
out
got
of
a
here.
backer in me too.
Preston doing
Thank
werewolf.
you, Doc.
Oh,
Thank
you're
you, brother.
At nightfall, a string of murders in New Orleans has been uncovered.
Listen to that sexy boy.
These aren't your typical acts of violence. The victims bear an unknown supernatural mark. When the city's protector, Marie Laveau, is found murdered, a collective team of reformed sinners with supernatural powers, led by the immortal Jean Lafitte, are called in to solve the case. As they delve deeper into Marie's death, they begin to suspect the rise of the Black Queen, an entity asleep for centuries. Now awakened, her evil threatens to free the ancient gods of chaos and cover the world in a cloak of darkness. I smell human.
Yeah.
Shadows and threaten to unleash horror upon the city. Only Jean Lafitte and his team of hunters stand between the darkness and the total destruction of the city. All help now rests in a team simply known as God's Hand.
Damn.
Dude.
Hey guys, my name is Anthony Figueroa.
The rest of it is just me doing a pitch.
Story. This
Yeah, like
idea was created by a
sexy.
channel. I was asked if I could create a story that was uniquely New Orleans, which would showcase the mystique and the flavor of the culture while using real New Orleans legends. Thus, the God's Hand story was born. To help me bring this story to you guys, I brought together the same talented team that successfully crowdfunded the Chronicles of Count Carlos back in 2017. Jesse Heggie, who did all the coloring on Count Carlos, is back.
I like
He's
your
going to use
style.
his amazing skills to
I
bring
like-
the
you got a
supernatural
pretty
world
badass
of God's
style.
Hand to life. I also have Marcus DeGisu back. Did a great job on lettering Count Carlos and played a vital part as editor to give the book that polished feel. And of course, I've got Armando Leduc, one of the main writers from Count Carlos, on board to help me on the production end of this. Believe me, it takes a lot of work to bring you guys a superior product. Packing all this talent into every volume, we're going to bring the God's Hand world to life so you can feel every raw, untamed emotion, every twist, every turn on every page firsthand. We're asking you guys, the fans out there, to help us bring this project to life. With your donations, we will successfully fund this campaign and get all those great rewards out to everyone who helped us by backing this book. Speaking of rewards, we have a lot of great perks and exclusive items that you will only be able to get through this Indiegogo campaign. Just to give you a sample, we'll be offering metal bookmarks. We will also have metal prints. We have cool limited edition cardstock prints, as well as an exclusive Indiegogo cover that you will not be able to get anywhere else except on this campaign. So don't miss out. We also have a mystery artist that will do a special variant cover for us that will be released to everyone who backs the book once we hit our goal. I can't wait to tell you guys who it is. So you guys getting excited yet? Because there's more. We also put together a special 48-hour early bird special for anyone who pledges within the first 2 days of the campaign. So you definitely want to get in on that. Thanks again, guys, for watching, and I'll catch you guys at the wrap party. Special thanks to Shane Bouvier, Christopher Leach, Brian Lodages, and everyone here at Heroes Corner for all the work and all their support. You guys did a great job helping me bring this to life.
Man, I love that. I smell humans. I was like, damn.
That guy's that's
awesome.
one of the guys who worked for News with a Twist, Preston, who actually did the voiceover work for all of that.
Did you get
stuff.
those metal, all those
Killer.
metal pieces from Philip?
No,
Okay.
You just
No,
We
got
need
another,
to talk about that.
you just got another
Okay.
you just got another backer, by the way.
That I like your art, dude. It looks like classic, like
was it
image.
you, Brian? Is it you? Was it you?
I ain't saying nothing. No,
well,
yeah.
Doc said he did. Doc
Sold.
said he
Sold.
Doc already
Yeah, it looks
busted
cool.
it.
Sold,
He did
sold,
it.
sold.
Mm.
Yeah, no, it looks
God,
awesome.
thank you, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate
Yeah.
it, brother.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I really like it.
That's and I don't back books that don't look awesome. You know what I'm
I
saying?
like it, dude. I think like it looks like classic image, and I dig classic
does.
image. Like that's the
Yeah,
style
yeah.
they don't want anymore.
Yeah, I mean
because
that's
they-
what I grew up. I mean, I think you and I was about the same age. I mean, I grew up on all that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? When I came into comics, you know what I'm saying? It was like you had Silvestri, Jim Lee. You know these guys. These guys.
I'm
were
so
just
much
coming
younger
in.
than you.
Are you, brother? Oh my goodness! You're killing me over
Really
here.
not.
I came in. Look, I came in and McFarlane was on Hulk. I think Jim Lee was on Punisher War Journal. You know what I'm saying? Silvestri was on the Fall of the Mutants. You know what I mean? And
Who was
those
that dude that
were
put out
just,
it was he
what's
put
that?
out a vampire book for Image. It was Ramus, I think it was his last name.
Ramos. You talking about Ramos?
Ramos.
Crimson.
Yeah, Crimson. It looks like the
Humberto
artwork from
Ramos.
Crimson. Yeah,
Oh, I love
Like-
the glowing runes
Crimson was-
there.
Yeah.
Crimson was badass. But yeah, you kind of got that Ramos feel too.
Now I got now I did take, it's funny, I talked to press. I did take a hit a little bit, but I lost my colorist on this just by again, and I understood. I knew ahead of time. I knew it was one of the things that by saying this is the route I'm gonna take, I'm gonna, go in this direction, this Comicsgate direction. I knew I was gonna risk that. And I have to respect his decision. So Jesse had to part ways because I get it. He works in the industry, doing
Used
stuff.
to.
And unfortunately, it's unfortunate. Yeah, I hear. Listen, bro. I'm trying to be very positive.
No, I'm not. I'm not talking about because he colored for you. I'm talking about because the whole thing crashed and burned.
Yeah, listen, man, and again, he may look at that and he may say, you know what, man, you're right. And I would, if that was the case, Jesse's been real good to me, man. I'd have no problem at all if Jesse changed his mind and said, you know what, man, I took a look at things and this, that, and the other, and I think this is the way to go. He's a really good dude.
Stuff,
and I respect
dude. I like all your characters. I think you're
awesome.
And plus,
Yeah.
I mean, this is being from New Orleans. I can say like all the characters in here are fucking true to New Orleans, dude.
Well,
I mean,
that's Baron Samedi.
Yeah.
That's Baron Samedi with the cigar.
Well, it's all okay. So it's all based on that, right? So basically, what happened was I got basically put in a challenge to create a book about New Orleans, but using New Orleans characters, and that was the difference. New Orleans has always been the backdrop and a number of stories, but the actual the actual legends from New Orleans. Jean Lafitte is a legend. I mean, if you just read anything on the dude by himself without even being any type of supernatural shit, is already a badass character.
They got
so
streets,
I just take that
all kinds
dude. That dude. I mean, so I just took him and I just made him immortal and created this whole undertone, like this Lovecraftian undertone that feeds the whole story. And so it lays out as like kind of like a mix between, I guess, like Men in Black and Harry Potter, where essentially instead of Men in Black, these are supernatural agents, and instead of like a little glow thing, they cast spells and put a veil over everything. So normal people don't know what's really going on. They see a gunshot victim when in fact it's actually a werewolf attack. And so they have these individuals who go out and they invent that. It's basically think see a paranormal crime scene investigators.
It's like Men in
They
Black
go
a
out,
little bit, right?
Men in Black, except it's the Harry Potter magic twist to it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's all magic based and stuff like that. And then you kind of realize that there's this, there's every monster that we know of is essentially spawned from essentially Lovecraft's ancient gods of chaos. They've spawned every monster. And so these and this is all backstory stuff, but these monsters essentially banded together and banished them off into another dimension and then just divvied up the world, which is why you have African lore and Middle Eastern lore, and you have South American lore, and you have monsters from all these different, because they just divvied everything up. And these agencies essentially basically keep the peace with all of this stuff and keep it from spilling out. And so this story kind of leads into that world, which leads into basically, Marie Laveau was found dead, and they call in Jean Lafitte, who's been in exile since Katrina. Something happened during Katrina between him and Laveau, and they cast a spell that killed all these people, and it increased the size of the storm Katrina to a 5, and it caused all of this total chaos.
I like that. I like that. It's all related to New Orleans.
It is, bro.
And history, and
it ties into Lindsay Boggs Hospital. And if you in Preston, Lindsay Boggs is still there, and it's still abandoned since Katrina. It's just it's a huge hospital complex that's just basically abandoned, bro. And so basically that's ground zero for this thing.
You wrote the story?
And so Lafitte's been in exile, and they call him back in to find out what happened to Marie. And so he comes in, you find out they used to be lovers and all of this shit. But it all treks back to Lindsay Boggs and all of this kind of stuff. And then it opens up into this bigger world. because this will be like the first arc in like a 3-arc series where it'll be like this, which has a bad guy. It has closure at the end, but it opens you to a bigger story. And then you have the second story, which is more like his relationship with the city and some of the old monsters. And then the last one will be like the finale of this is what this has all been coming to.
Oh yeah.
So this is very
badass, dude.
so would you consider yourself like a Southern writer? Would you consider this Southern Gothic maybe?
I mean, not.
I mean, it's
I don't know. I don't think. Let me put it to you like this. I don't think of it like that. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things where it's just where it is. It takes place in New Orleans, but there's no really because what's funny about it is, and you can ask Preston this. It's like New Orleans is its own country, man. Like you have you have like Louisiana, bro, and like Louisiana is one thing, right? Right. And then if you go to Southeast Louisiana, that's a whole nother world. And then New Orleans in that is a whole nother world inside of that. The New Orleans culture is like it's all over the place. It's got everything mixed in. Right. It's like probably one of the first diverse cities you ever been to. I mean, it's everything mixed into one place. They got their own language. Cajun language is like this weird mix of like French and Cajun and Creole and all of this stuff mixed together. And so it's you have all of this stuff. So I wouldn't necessarily say Southern in that way. You know what I mean? Right. It's unique to the city. You know what I'm saying? But it's more, you know what I mean? It's all theme. Like you said, it's all, to me, what you guys said about it. It's like, look, I would like to tell stories that put craft first. You know what I mean? That has themes running underneath, and these characters tell that story. That's what it's about. These characters showing these themes. Or what are these themes of redemption? And all these different things like this, and how are we showing these themes? And these characters are our avatars to watch us as we go through this little story and stuff. So that's how I go about it. If it happens, look, if Southern people are like, this is awesome, this is Southern horror, I'm buying this, I'm like, cool, bro. I'll take you money. I'm good with that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. You know what I mean? I just want to tell a really good story that people go, while they read it, the rest of the world melts away, and they're just in that story, and that's all that exists, and nothing else matters.
Exactly.
Amen. That's the goal, man. That's
why I'm here. Essentially, that's why me and Preston are like, well, bro, welcome home, bro. Like, cool, like, you know, and that's why I'm here ultimately.
It's just, you know, I'm someone that's like from New York, right? So I have no idea like what the South is like from experience, except having like driven to like Florida to visit my brother, right? And going through like a bunch of states. And I'm fascinated, absolutely fascinated by Southern lore and Louisiana lore and New Orleans lore and all that stuff, but fascinated from it from like an outsider's perspective. That's what's so appealing to me about this, is that it's from an insider's perspective.
Yep.
So that's exciting. Wow. I am thrilled to read this. Are you shipping on this already?
No, I had an issue, and I kind of talked to Preston about it. I had an issue with it. It's pushed back till August.
Okay.
That's when it's pushed back to.
That's
what
fine.
I did was I added some extras in there that I'm going to throw in, just because, again, whatever happened, it was beyond my control. But there's no excuse, so I try to add a little extra. And I try, and again, I get it, but at the same time, I want to, for the patients, the people who are patient with me, I like to throw in some what me and Preston call lanyard, right?
Yeah.
Which is just a little extra. It's just called. It just means extra. You know what I'm saying? To say, hey, look, I appreciate it. I appreciate you sticking with this. I appreciate you being patient. Here's some extra stuff that's only going to be exclusive, no extra charge. This that. I think I'm gonna make some trading cards, limited, 150 of them, number them, sign them. You know, 1 of 150, this, that, and the other. Put them in the thing, stuff like that. Limited little prints and stuff. Just stuff that I can put in there and say, here, token of appreciation for you sticking with me.
Your book's not too bad either, as far as the price. $15 for a 52-page book.
Very reasonable.
Yeah, that's
very... that was one of those things where you're on the fence and you're like, man, I'd like to do 20, but I'm an unknown, you know. And like Preston said, you're trying to build consumer confidence. So you're like, well, let me do this, because I did the same thing. And I'm telling you right now, you guys, that 10, man, that 10 is that's really not even paying myself. My printing costs will run me, because I'm going perfect bind on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go ahead and do the perfect bind.
On 52 pages? Can you do perfect bound on 52? I thought it had to be over 65.
Well,
to do perfect
I
bound.
know a guy who knows a guy. You know what I mean? So it's just, I'll tell you about it later. It's gonna be perfect bound. It's gonna be perfect bound. The colorist, that cost me. Indiegogo wants their taste. That cost me.
Indiegogo's getting theirs.
They're gonna get theirs, bro. So it's I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put in some. I talked to a few people, man. I might even talk to Preston and see if I can do a stretch goal and see if I can get Preston maybe do me a print or something like that. And for pay, of course, Preston. Trump's been generous, so for pay, you know what I mean. And put some stretches in there, man, and see if and again, just for the whole thing of the idea of rewarding people for believing in you and for backing you, man. You know what I'm saying?
Do you have any books in, or is this just, or are you still do you have a proof in or something like that?
No, that's the beautiful world of digital mock-ups right there, brother.
Okay.
Beautiful world of mock-ups. Very, very nice. I didn't have that on there the whole time. So I was just like, God, where was this when I needed it, man?
Yeah. No, this is cool. I'm digging it, dude. I
haven't put it up yet, but we have a variant cover.
Yeah.
And when that'll be another one. When I get that in, that'll come out as available as well to be able to get.
Nice.
Yeah. I've had a lot of fun, guys, and you guys have been so generous to me, man. I could really stay on here for a long time, and I have to go. But I appreciate this, and I hope to see you guys again. And I'll talk to Preston, and please feel free to reach out to me. You can find me on wherever you can find. I'm everywhere. You know what I mean? Reach out to me, man. I'll be more than happy to.
He's like Jesus.
I don't know about that. It's more like a hippie. You know what I mean? I wander around and don't know where I'm going. That's about as close as I get to Jesus.
Yes.
But just look me up, man, and I'll be more than happy. Like I said, I'm hoping Preston kind of takes me under his wing and shows me how to how to do all
that can help you out. Brother, people with more
he's from I trust him. He's from Louisiana. You know what I mean? So I know he's fucked up like me. So it's like, we speak the same fucked up language, man.
Here's the thing. This group of people that you're with right now, and the extended group,
everybody's an open book, dude.
Yep. Everybody's an open book. Everybody's into helping everybody out.
Yeah.
I'm looking at your book. It looks like fire. And I'm thinking my friend Drew and I, we do this show on Mondays called Horror Talk. And I'm thinking, shit, we should do a show. What we do is we try to have a indie creator on that has a horror related book. And then we make the topic of discussion, like, for instance, Adam Post, he has a zombie book. So we did zombies, right? And me just going off about zombie movies. And so we'd love to have you on and maybe talk voodoo movies.
Absolutely. I'm game for that because
awesome.
Basically, hold on one second.
Unless you think that there's
you gotta go pick up your wife. That's cool. I mean, I'm doing another one tomorrow. You can try
I'll get in touch with you, dude. I'll get in touch with you.
Yeah, please do, because like I said, I'm on board. So
I'll get in touch with you too. There's some Twitter groups that are worth hooking you up with. That people have loads of advice that they can help you out.
Appreciate that, man.
Very generous. Yeah,
I appreciate all you guys who help support me, man. I appreciate that, and like I said, I look forward to working with you guys and being a part of the team, man.
No, hell yeah.
Beautiful. Hell.
Oh, yeah. You get paid in blowjobs.
You have to see the special man up there. It's
handy.
Just a little handy.
All right, you take it easy.
I'm going to go, fellas. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Peace out, man. Nice meeting you.
Yeah, you're right, fellas.
Man, that's a dope looking book.
Damn.
Hell
He's
yeah.
got some good stuff, dude.
Looks awesome.
Wolf
Wolf.
campaign.
Yeah.
Hell. I got to get myself a.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's up, man?
Hey,
Be
what's
right
Can I
up?
give my hey, can I give my 5-minute pitch for Tilt? Do you mind?
I want you to do that, but I also want you to go ahead and tell us the story. Something interesting happened with Tilt.
Oh yeah. Let me I'll share my screen here.
Oh yeah, let me get rid of it.
Okay, so this is one of the ways that I have been trying to sell Tilt on Twitter. The flawless logic of Tilt below is the type of person who hates Tilt. You are not that person, therefore you must back Tilt. Now I've done this a couple of times, and I did this. Gosh, it must have been Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever, and. Yeah, April 20. Yeah, I guess that would have been Tuesday. Anyway, or maybe it was who gives a fuck. Anyways, so I'm busy with work that day, and all of a sudden I get a chance to go back to my Doc Hog Twitter feed, and there is someone's responded to this, but I can't see the tweet because they've got me blocked. But someone has responded to that tweet, and it's looking at it. I'm looking at it like almost like, did Renfamous act? Nah, not possible. But at any rate, I copy the URL. I go to one of my other Twitter feeds, and damn it, if this didn't come up.
No way.
Shit, yeah, way. Looking forward to getting my copy. I'm like, I'm like,
Holy
no,
shit,
it
dude.
can't possibly. So I go into my email, and yeah, there it is from Renfamous, and I sent her. No, I actually sent her a thank you email, like I send to everyone, and I did. I couldn't help myself. I put in P.S. Renfamous is Latin for sexy, right? And but yeah, it's like, hey, I mean, it's a little more money. I'm just going to treat her like any other customer.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, that's a win. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
That's definitely a win.
I've had a couple of warnings from people saying that, she may want a refund at some point. Be careful. She may, suddenly use it to accuse you of doxing her since you've now got her address, which, I never do. I mean, I don't even reveal who my backers are. The only way anybody's going to know that you have backed me is if you announce it publicly. Like, I mean, yeah. I just said earlier that someone had backed me and they were in the chat, but I'm not going to say who that name was unless, they can come forward, but I'm just not going to do that. So no, yeah, the customer to me is about as close to sacred as you can get. And
absolutely.
I absolutely appreciate the fact, especially in this really economically difficult time, that people are willing to take their money and say, hey, I see some value in your campaign, I'll back it. And yeah, in this instance, that includes Renfamous. At any rate, maybe she was also helping some of the SJWs who'd pile on, and they did a little bit. And I got, this might be the saddest thing, a really good concept muddled down by being a prick and thinking that characters being assholes to each other and some kind of self-perceived taboo body types are selling points. And I'm a little suspicious of this account, especially the term prick.
That was me. I was trying to sabotage
you were maybe number 2 on my suspicion list, but number 1 was I thought this might be a sock puppet account for my ex-wife. So that occurred to me. But hey, whatever. I mean, I mean, how often does someone who considers themselves Comicsgate actually get backed by Renfamous? So it was like, wow.
Money's real money.
That's fucking awesome.
Like, yeah, I can't use this campaign. This campaign is I'm not sure I can't use that anymore. So
well, I mean, I guess this means, yeah, I mean, it's true, right? Comics for everyone.
Yeah, I hope she gets I'll send her the book and I hope she enjoys it.
Yeah. That's fucking awesome. All right, let's go. I got to go ahead and rush through this thing. So as soon as Brian comes back, we're going to shut down Road Trip. because I got an invite to go do some other stuff. But okay, so Tilt.
Let me get rid of this one and bring up the other one, and I will give you as fast as I can get through this here.
Okay.
Just tell you the story and okay. Thank you. We are now at 1867. Which is 62%. Just got there with this show. Thank you so much. I am a little bit
no problem.
now in the second half of the campaign, and I'm getting there. It's just it's a grind, but hey, that's what you got to do, and it's also a lot of fun at the same time. Alrighty, let me just talk about Tilt. This main character here, this is Jennifer Poehler, and she has the power to make the characters in a deck of cards come alive. And what you're seeing here is the Queen of Hearts, the King of Hearts, and the Jack of Hearts. Now, why does she have that power? Well, it's because of these guys here. And real quick, the elevator pitch is this is superheroes meet the Sopranos. This is the head mobster here, Johnny Ricca. He does look somewhat like Tony Soprano. That is not an accident. To his on the left here is Jack Tessio. This is his brother Marco Tessio. They are mob hitmen, and they are about to kill Jennifer's dad, Larry here. And then once they've gotten rid of Larry, they are after his daughter as well. And in the spirit realm, Larry asks a spirit to give his daughter a power to protect her from the mobsters, and the spirit's like, yes, but there's a price that comes with that. Larry's like, no. Finally, he agrees, and the price is that she has to use that power to eliminate the mobsters who murdered her dad. This here is the first time she kind of accidentally uses the power here. She's tossing cards into a hat, tosses the queen, misses, it lands on the floor. That's how she employs the face cards. She throws it toward the floor. It expands, pops up. This is the first time a queen shows up, and she passes out. Big, like most people would do. This is actually the very first time they go after a mobster. This is Johnny Ricca's driver, Carmine, and I really love what my artist Marcos Lima did here. With the Jack kind of halfway out of the card as he's getting ready to swing the axe, and as you can guess, that the liquid trailing the axe here is not water. So now, why did I call it? And here's a little bit of that non-approved body type. A fair amount of that in the comic book. So and that's important. Very quick, why is it called Tilt? Tilt is, and the definition's up here on page 1, mental state in poker during which emotion dictates your play instead of logic and reason. It basically happens when you're way ahead in the hand in poker. Your opponent has maybe a 5% chance at beating you, and they catch the miracle card, and a big pot that should have been yours is going to them, and it makes you upset, sad, angry, and you start playing badly because your emotions are bad, and you start losing a lot more money. In this comic book, Jennifer's character arc is a very emotional one. She goes from being unable to imagine herself even doing this, going after mobsters. The first time round, she's going to throw up, pee in her pants. Over time, she will actually start getting off on the adrenaline rush associated with it. And her weaknesses are that she's reckless and impulsive. And if you're either scared to death or getting off on the adrenaline rush, those are bad weaknesses to have. So all of that, she will have to deal with as this story goes on. This is issue 1 of a 3-issue series. Or a 3-issue story arc here. And actually 22 pages are now completely finished, inked, lettered, and colored. Everything's done. Going to be 32 pages. So and the reason I have so much of it done is I want to be able to get this to the printer right after the campaign is over, so I can get it to my customers as quickly as possible. Quickly, here some of the perks. This is the standard cover. You can also get a variant cover. This here is the pinup. This was drawn by my colorist, Lenore King. The genre for this is kind of action drama mobsters. She decided to go a little bit more in a horror direction for the pinup, and I really like what she did here with the kind of creepy font and the jacks, kings, and queens being kind of phantoms in the background. And then the other perk is a deck of cards, a 54 card poker deck, and this is what will be on the back of the deck of cards. Alrighty, a couple of the different tiers. You can just go digital if you want. Not very many people do that, but some people want to do that. Hey, you know, it's I have that tier. You can also get the deck of cards and the pinup at that tier if that's how you want to go. Those are you purchase this and you have the option of adding them on, and both of those add-ons, the price goes down the higher the tier you back it at. You can just do one physical copy and either one with the standard cover or the variant cover. And both of those, all the when you get the physical copy, they will come with you will get the PDF as well. And then you can go the full house for $20, which gets you you know, not only the PDF but the two physical copies, one with the standard cover, the other with a variant. And at this top level here, you can add on both the deck of cards and the pinup for another $10. So you get the full smash here for $30. I think you're going to have a hard time finding a better deal than that on Indiegogo among, you know, comic book campaigns. I think that's a pretty solid deal. And then the last two tiers here, and actually these prices are wrong. I just dropped them both 25% today. So this is actually 150 here, and this one's now 300. You actually get drawn into issue 2. And the 4 of a kind, Be a Thug, there are 2 of those. You'll be drawn on at least one page. You will basically be guard Johnny Ricca as the head mobster at his country home, and you will suffer a gruesome death, either slashed in the throat or stabbed in the back. The first person to purchase this will get to choose. The mob bodyguard, you'll be Johnny Ricca's bodyguard. You'll be drawn into at least 2 pages. You'll actually get to kill some of the other characters before you suffer a gruesome death of having a dagger thrown into your eye. So those are both available. I've discounted them now, and yeah, I think those are those are good deals, and yeah. I think that's about it. Just, you know, there's a little more artwork I've got here. One of the other powers that Jennifer has is with the non-face cards. She can just think about something related to them and then throw them to one of the other characters, or just toss them. If you play poker, a pair of aces is known as pocket rockets. And so what's happened in this around this scene here is that they were going after a group of mobsters. One of them's getting away in a car. The Jack of Hearts sister, we have to get out of here. And she holds up a pair of aces and says, let's see what we can do with these pocket rockets. And what she's thinking about is rocket launchers, throws them at the Jack of Hearts. They turn into rocket launchers, and this will turn into a splash. The next page will be a splash page where he's fired the rockets. The car blows up. And if you look closely at that page, you'll see in the explosion, there will be a little skull flying out into the air. So, anything else? This is basically just this is actually within the deck of cards. The kings, queens, and jacks here having a conversation. They're bickering and griping and complaining. You know, so the characters are gonna, you know, they're gonna have some difficulties, differences, arguments, and they will eventually argue with Jennifer as well. Here are the 3 other queens here, their first appearance, and we decided to give them more traditional or more superhero costumes here instead of the traditional garb the Queen of Hearts is in, since, you know, the superhero costumes give you a little more of that nice non-approved body type. This is just some very nice coloring by my colorist Lenore King. This is where Jack Tessio, who believes he's about to be a made man, finds out he's just been passed over, and that is going to have repercussions for the story down the line as well. And yeah, I think that's about it. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to treat my customers very well. The customers are very, very important to me. Like, you know, I know they are very important to you. You know, you so much as have a scratch on your comic and you're unhappy with that, I will replace it. And
not me. You better accept that, motherfucker.
all the comic books will be signed by me, and all the pinups will be signed by Lenore too. So
okay, so Brian, I got to get out of here because I just got something else that's got to come through.
That's all good. That's all good, brother. What's up?
To close the campaign, just hit request stop out.
I believe so. Yeah, I think
Okay.
that's it, brother.
Well, let's officially do it. Rockabilly Road Trip on Indiegogo is officially closed. Actually, it will be in the next 3 days, 2 to 3 days.
Or it could be the same day. It could happen. It could happen quicker than that. That's what happened. That's what happened to my campaign.
Yeah. So,
congratulations on the success of your campaign, brother.
Shout out to Hex. He just said that he got the variant, so he was the backer. Thank you, Hex. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. So Rockabilly Road Trip is officially going to be closing within the next couple of days. If you haven't gotten it yet, you might want to check it out. It's I got the proofs in.
Sweet.
And they look good. I'm going to go ahead and approve those and get them off to the printers tomorrow. So I guess that's it. And I guess we'll talk to everybody later. You guys take it easy.
Thanks, man.
Later, guys.
Have a good one.
CG for life.